I want to know your answers to these 3 questions. Kendrick, Perkins, Bart, Scott, are we ready to do this? All right, Kendrick, you played 15 seasons in the NBA, Bart, a decade in the NFL. We're going to pitch you guys against each other. We'll see if you defend your league or jump sides. First question, Bart, you're up first. Biggest GOAT in sports right now?
Biggest GOAT in sports right now definitely has to be Tom Brady. I mean, not only has he dominated and won 7 titles, he's done it for 2 organizations. And he's a guy that just turns the organization over immediately. I mean, you can't argue that the hardest, I think it's harder to win and have dynasties in football than it is in basketball because of the roster turnover. It's hard to keep a bunch of players together for a long time. He's done it in so many different ways with different types of rosters. He's did it with defense. He's done it with 2 tight ends. He's done it with receivers. And he's just a GOAT, man. He just goes and instantly they win. And 7 titles is far greater than 4.
Big Perk.
Oh, well, Molly, I'm going with LeBron James, and here it is. We talk about winning with championships with different organizations. LeBron did just that. He won 1 with Cleveland, 2 with Miami, and 1 with the Lakers, and 3 Finals MVPs. Let alone still doing it at the age that he is, and having to play both sides of the court, offense and defense. You can't sub offense for defense and take LeBron out. He has to play both sides. And then to top it off on the other end, what LeBron James does off the court makes him the most active GOAT to me. What he does in the community is blowing Tom Brady out the water. What he's doing right now is being the first ever athlete that is still playing to reach $1 billion in his career. You know what he's doing right now? He's setting a bar. He's laying out the blueprint of how to brand yourself, how to make the most money possible while you're playing. And right now what LeBron James is doing, in between the lines, outside the lines, this is why he's the GOAT right now. It's not all about what you're doing on the court. It's what you're doing outside of the court, and this is why LBJ is the GOAT.
Hey, Big Perk, you think if football wasn't a cap sport, you don't think Tom Brady winning 7 titles would have far past $1 billion before LeBron James?
I mean, I don't have this has nothing to do with. Listen, this is what I'm trying to tell you. He didn't make $1 billion off of his salary. He made $1 billion off of his brand. He made $1 billion off of being marketable. He made $1 billion off of his investments. By the way, who's part owner of the Boston Red Sox right now. By the way, who has part ownership of a soccer team right now. This is what I'm trying to tell you. He's showing us the blueprint on how to make money outside of basketball.
Can I address something, too, that Perk's been saying? Because basketball players always use this as an excuse because they say that you only play one side of the ball. Well, that means you have less control. That means you have to be a lot more dominant at what you do, right? And he is playing defense. His defense is keeping his bad defense off the field, right? His defense is putting up points so he can make sure that he has the lead. So his defense can play a certain way.
Molly.
You guys always say that we don't play defense.
Molly, I'm glad he bought that. Molly, real quick, I'm glad he brought that up because that was the same reason why I said the Tennessee Titans are going to win the Super Bowl. Thank you for proving that for me, boy, because of their offense.
But then
Go ahead, Molly.
Carry on. Donna, the same show.
Molly, no, carry on. Carry on, Molly. Don't do that.
Wait, there's one more thing that you said that I'm not going to gloss over, and then we're going to move on. We're not going to address it, but we are going to in the future here. That you said it's easier to have a dynasty in the NBA than it is the NFL.
Yeah.
Interesting.
I believe so because of the flexibility that you control, like the NBA players can move themselves around to organizations far easier than football players. We see Aaron Rodgers trying to figure out how to get out. James Harden just put on a couple LBs and they shipped him where he wanted to.
All right, Perk, we got 25 years of professional sports experience right now on the set. If we want to add in, I've been covering sports for 15 years too, so we'll make it 40. Perk, tell me this. We just saw fans going nuts in the Deer District in Milwaukee. Who has the best playoff atmosphere all of sports?
You know what? I got to go with the New York Knicks. Let's not forget what we witnessed in the first round. Let's not forget that atmosphere in Madison Square Garden when Ice Trae had to silence the crowd. Look, if you're an opponent and you're going to Madison Square Garden and you have those Knicks fans who have no filter whatsoever, they had fans also. It might not have been 60,000, but it probably was 20,000 that was outside the arena. Madison Square Garden was rocking. It's great for for basketball in general. We heard guys like LeBron James speak on it. We heard guys around the NBA speak on it, saying that it's great to have New York basketball, the Knicks basketball back, and this is why.
Bart?
For me, it has to be Pittsburgh. The Pittsburgh Steelers have the best atmosphere. I mean, anybody that's ever played there during the regular season, let alone the playoffs, when you get to the third quarter, it's something that they do. It's a little man that comes out and he's dragging some piece of steel, and they play sticks. And I've watched many of my quarterbacks poop their pants in the third quarter, and I'm like, just punt the damn ball. I watched Ryan Clark hit Riddis McGahee so hard after that damn song came on that they both knocked each other out, man. I tell you what, these kids are crazy. Pittsburgh is the only place that I've ever been mooned by a 70-year-old grandma. Looked like a California raisin, that wrinkled.
Wait. What? You got.
When you drive to the stadium, you drive by a 7-Eleven, and this lady had to be about 70 years old, man, and she mooned me. I thought I was looking at a California raisin. Yeah, listen, it haunts me to this day, Perk. It haunts me to this day.
The terrible towel. Wow, I thought that's where you were going. You just took it up a notch. Okay, this is Molly's deal, so you're declared winner just for that answer alone. My goodness. And Big Perk, I'm with you, though. I would love to see the Knicks really back in it, though, because that atmosphere is something special. Okay, guys, next one. More improbable win. Perk, you're up first. The Milwaukee Bucks and Tom and his age and coming back and all that stuff, or, the Tampa Bay Bucks or the Milwaukee Bucks, and what Giannis had to go through and not being a super team.
I get that, but Giannis also had a lot of luck. Injuries played a huge factor, and we watched Kevin Durant, just because he wears size 21, right, a big toe away from sending them home with a 25% healthy James Harden and Kyrie Irving not available, and Joe Harris shooting the ball off the side of the glass. And we watched Trae Young get injured. So I'm not knocking the Milwaukee Bucks, but I'm going with the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, right? They bringing back their whole team, right? They got Tom Brady, who is the GOAT of that sport, who's not going nowhere anytime soon. One of the most ultimate, if not ultimate competitors in the history of sports, that has it on his mind to continue to win. One of the greatest leaders of all time. I'm going with the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. If I think when it comes down to them winning the title or the Milwaukee Bucks winning their next title, I'm going with the Buccaneers.
So you're saying most improbable. Who won was more improbable, right? So I have to go with the Milwaukee Bucks, right? Because they didn't have the greatest quarterback of all time there. They had a young star in Giannis, who had been unproven, who had yet to break through. And the fact that we've watched him evolve during these playoffs, it was said that he couldn't shoot free throws, but he made his free throws 17 to 19 when they were needed. We said that, hey, he didn't have any basketball acumen. He was a guy that was an athlete playing basketball, and he evolved during this series, right? We watched him start to become a facilitator, find the open man, not just try and use his athleticism to run through somebody or run around. He put this team on his back when everybody else was struggling. So I think the Milwaukee Bucks beating Chris Paul, who, we didn't even know if Giannis was going to be able to play, right? And then we looking at Chris Paul and the Phoenix Suns, who were the favorite, and this was the upset. I don't know how big of an upset Tampa beating Kansas City without their two tackles was a big enough upset. Without the two tackles.
They had Patrick Mahomes. They had Patrick Mahomes. And look, when you talk about the Phoenix Suns, I'm not knocking either one of those teams that made it to the NBA championship, but this is the most luck that I've seen for two NBA teams coming out of the East and Western Conference. Like, it was so many injuries, but it was 9 to 10 all-star caliber players.
Hold up. All right, we're out of time for Molly's deal, but I need to give you a chance to rebuttal to that earlier question I found very interesting. So, Perk, floor is yours. Last word here. Tell me, is it easier to have
your face?
Disgrace.
Somebody better put your bag into your place. Bring it.
Let's go. That's right. First Take bringing you all the good camp takes, biggest storylines from NFL training camp, starting with the NFC North. What will Aaron Rodgers do? And which team takes over if he sits out? Tune in Monday, 10 a.m. Eastern.